In today's video, it is my favorite video to film of the month, my favorites. And you guys, I have a lot of makeup sitting over here in front of me, and I have quite a few major fails, you guys, and stick around because I might be saving you some money. I'm gonna share some major fails and disappointments at the end of this video, so don't go anywhere. Okay, let's get started. You guys, before we dive into the video, I wanna remind you that Tuesday is a big deal. We are launching our Holy Grail special edition trio on Tuesday on bkbeauty.com. I shared the reveal video a couple of days ago. I'll drop it down below. I'm also gonna leave a link to the wait list. So if you are curious and you think you wanna shop this product, sign up for the wait list. We have a very limited amount of quantities on this initial launch. So we're gonna sell out pretty quickly. I'll just be very transparent, but our restock will be coming in about 4 or 6 weeks. So we will be restocking before the holidays, but if you know you want it, make sure you sign up for the wait list. It's down below. And as a reminder, this is the set. It's our 101, our 109, and our A506 in beautiful finish. It's like a special collector's edition finish. This beautiful full burgundy look on the whole body of the brush from the handle to the ferrule. It was treated to have this metallized look to it. It's stunning. So I'm gonna leave the waitlist link down below, and then I'll be dropping another video on Tuesday to remind you. Okay, let's kick this off first with probably the most exciting product for me to share. You guys, I was influenced on TikTok Shop. I ordered this Relief Sun Rice Probiotics SPF 50++++ on TikTok Shop. This is a viral TikTok Shop product. And I ordered on TikTok Shop, it arrived, I opened it, I tried it the next day, and I seriously dropped what I was doing, text Sophia, because Sophia is the one that suggested I buy this, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. So what's so great about this? So this is an SPF 50++++, and it is just so lightweight. You put this on the skin, it does look white at first, but once you start to like blend this into the skin, that white cast just completely disappears, and it leaves the most beautiful, radiant, glowy finish. I also want to say that it's very hydrating. Like when I first applied it, I had to go back and do my research on the product. Is like, is this a moisturizer and SPF, or do you need to use a moisturizer with this? I didn't find a whole lot of information relating it to be moisturizer and SPF, but I did read that it is hydrating and moisturizing for an SPF. So I interpreted that as, you know what, you can get away without using a moisturizer. If you have really dry skin, then you probably are going to want to pair your moisturizer with it. But the days that I've been wearing this, I have been using it in lieu of my moisturizer and my tinted SPF. So this has replaced my ALASTIN HYDRATINT. It is so good, you guys. I also want to say that you can apply a lot of this and it's not heavy or sticky. It goes really beautifully underneath makeup. I think the one thing that I've heard from my skincare friends is that you're not applying enough SPF, Lisa. Like for instance, my ALASTIN HYDRATINT. You know, I do 1 squirt of it and then I put it all over the face. And apparently I need to do probably like 3 to actually get the SPF 36 that it promises. So I think that's a pretty common thing, is we're not applying as much of these products as we need to get the full SPF benefits. And with this, I literally applied probably a tablespoon on my face yesterday. I didn't do it all at once. I did like 3 layers of it. And I was able to apply makeup shortly after that, and it wasn't heavy. My makeup wore beautifully. It was incredible. This is, I would say, no, I don't want to say this because every time I say something like this, it always comes back and people are like, well, you said this one was the best ever. This is definitely in the top 3 SPF products I have ever used. I wish it had a tint because then I would stop using my Alastin and I would use this, but it doesn't. However, I'm going to use them both. So good. Oh, and the best part, you guys, it's $18. $18. Insane. So I know you can buy it on TikTok Shop. I'm going to see where else you can buy it and I'll link it. I do want to say beware, there are a lot of dupes. I heard there's a lot of dupes for this product. So I'm going to link to where you can buy it. It comes from a brand called iHerb. It's Korean skincare, but there are a lot of dupes. So don't get on Amazon and just order it from the first listing you see. Check the description box and order it from the link that I share. Okay, guys, let's dive into a fragrance. So I want to share this fragrance from Fleur. The fragrance is called Missing Person, and my friend Amanda, who's also here on YouTube, she goes by the channel Lux Mommy. Amanda is actually one of my best friends. Her and I chat every single day on Marco Polo. She's really gotten into fragrances lately, and she told me I needed to pick this up, and I love it. She's like, if you love the Juliet Has a Gun fragrance, which I do, she's like, you'll love this one. Kind of more unisex. It's not super sweet or floral. It's just this very light, clean scent. It's what I've been wearing. I love it. It's so good. It's about $100. So I don't know. It's kind of like moderate priced. It's really good. Okay, let's move into the next product that I have been loving, and this is a new launch, so I'm really excited to share this. The new RAVIE Beauty Baked Blushes. You guys, these are so so good. They launched 3 shades. I have the shade Paradise here. I think that's my favorite one. I also love the peachy one too, and then there's a really beautiful, vibrant fuchsia shade. So I've been wearing the peachy and then this one. I think the other peachy is Daydream, but Paradise has been the one that I have just been loving and just wearing on repeat. So what I love about this formula is it's very like silky. It just glides on the skin very smoothly. It's just very even. The finish on this is like a very soft sheen. So it reflects light and you get a little bit of that highlight to the skin, but it's not glittery. It's not shimmery. It's very texture skin friendly. The color and the amount of pigmentation that you get from this is perfect. It's not too much, but you definitely can build it to get like full color if you want it. And in a blush particularly, I think it's important that we find formulas that aren't too heavily pigmented and aren't too sheer. You really want something that's kind of right in the middle, but that you can build if you want to get more pigment. And this is perfect. Allie nailed it with this formula. Absolutely beautiful. And I love, love, love to pair it with the N17. I use the darker fiber side. Like I'm going to apply a little bit more because you can never have too much blush. And I will start right here on the highest point of my cheekbone. And what I love about the N17 is once I get here to the temple, I'll just kind of press and I'll just take the brush and press right there on the temple area. And it's the perfect size to apply right there. It's so beautiful. And I've even been taking it. So I'll start there and I'll get most of the product off and then I'll take it and I'll sweep it across my nose to connect to the other side. Absolutely beautiful. It's a powder, but it almost feels and applies like a cream on the skin. It is so beautiful. I love, love, love this. Really, really great job, Allie. Okay, guys, let's dive in. I have so much I like. Do I want to hop around? I think I'm going to hop around and just be random rather than going through like skin, complexion, color. I'm just going to hop around and I'm going to be totally random. Let's do another like new product that I haven't. Ooh, okay. I'm kind of nervous to share this because I know I'm going to get a lot of comments about the price on this and I cannot argue it. I have I cannot argue anyone's comments about how high priced this is because you're absolutely right. It's crazy. Let me give you the backstory. So I did a campaign with Blue Mercury on Instagram last month. They were having their 25th anniversary sale. And the way those campaigns usually work is it's like, hey, we'd love to, you know, have you kind of share the anniversary sale and talk about whatever your favorite products are. So I went into Blue Mercury and I wanted to have different products to like talk about and try. And the SISLEY rep was there. And so the SISLEY rep sold me 2 products. I didn't realize how expensive SISLEY was, you guys. I did not realize, but she sold me 2 products and both of them have made it into my favorites. But the concealer is definitely at the top of the list, you guys. So this is the SISLEY concealer. And apparently this is a very popular, has a cult following concealer. I think this was $110, $120 maybe. It was very expensive. I understand. Again, it was like was doing this video and I wanted to have other products to share and try. And so I grabbed this to test it out and try it and I ended up falling in love with it. So it has one of those little cooling tips and they definitely sold me on the benefit of this cooling tip and how it helps with puffiness and all of that. I don't really totally buy into all of that, to be honest. I just want the product and the formula to perform. So what I love about this formula is it's very, very lightweight. By the way, I'm shade 2 and it's the perfect shade. When you put it on, it actually looks really peachy and almost too dark. Like it looks darker than some of my other concealers that I normally go in with. But once I put this on like dark circles underneath the eyes, it neutralizes and cancels out of that darkness and then it brightens and it's just perfect. It's so lightweight, but the coverage is phenomenal. This concealer is honestly one of the best, I would say, for mature under eyes, dry under eyes, and very textured under eyes. So if you have a lot of fine lines, wrinkles, crepiness under the eye, concealers can be very, very challenging because they're by nature designed to be heavier. They have a lot more pigment, so they are just a heavier full coverage product. And when you combine something that's heavy and full coverage on skin that's really textured, it just is a recipe for a disaster. It might look good for the first 20, 30 minutes that it's on, but as the day progresses, it's gonna look like a cakey mess. This does not. It is absolutely beautiful. I promise you guys. It's a lot, I get it. So I do actually have 3 concealers to share in today's video, and they're actually kind of all over the board in terms of price. I don't have any drugstore, but I do have one from Tower 28 that I believe is under 30 bucks. So, but I love this. It's beautiful. And I heard a chit chatter, and I think it was our Beauty Chit Chat Facebook group page. If you're not a member of that group, we have a really amazing online community on Facebook. I'll leave a link to join if you want to join down below. But there was some chatter in that group about this concealer, and people were like, is it really worth it? And there was like people that were like, oh my God, I love it. It's so good. So it's good. If you've been thinking about it, I'm here to tell you that it really is worth the hype. But do you need to spend $120 on a concealer? Absolutely not. There are some other really great options, but it's a favorite, so I had to share it. Let's jump over to a brow gel that I've been loving, kind of random. I'm gonna just kind of pop all over the place here. So this Lawless Hold Up Soft Set Creamy Brow Wax. This is actually not a new product. I've had this for a while, and for some reason it just got pulled into my rotation lately, and I love this product. So it's a brow gel. It has a nice little wand, as they all do, so there's a lot of control in your application. It's a waxy texture, but a gel. It's like a wax and a gel hybrid. So if you think about like a pomade in a little pot, it's like they took that and blended it with a gel and created this. So it has really exceptional hold. It really does hold the brows in place. It also gives a little bit of fluffiness and volume to the brow. I've been enjoying it. Okay, let's hop over to a moisturizer, you guys, that I have been obsessed and loving for my morning routine, like before I put my makeup on, because it actually doubles as a primer. It's a new product. It's from Merit Beauty. It's their Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. I think this launched in August. This is so good, you guys. Now, I use this again as a morning moisturizer, not for nighttime. For nighttime, I need something a little heavy duty, but this is a pretty rich lotion, but it absorbs into the skin beautifully, and it really does plump the skin as it's promised. We see all these products that promise to plump the skin, plump fine lines, and you're like, really, does it? Yes, this really does. And it primes the skin, so when you put makeup on top of it, it just looks flawless, like as if you used a primer, but you don't have to do that extra step. Really love it. It really does deliver on every promise that it makes. It does not have an SPF, so make sure you use an SPF in addition to this. If you're gonna use something like this SPF, I would apply the moisturizer first and then apply the SPF next. If you apply a tinted SPF, use this and then use your tinted SPF next, but this is really, really good. Let me go ahead and jump into a couple other favorite products that I'm gonna actually call these a packaged deal. Do you need to buy them all together? Absolutely not. But I guess it was last weekend, I did my makeup and I used these products in this combination, and there was just something magical about combining these products that gave me the most beautiful complexion all day long. I went to Kate's soccer game in the middle of the day. It was 2 p.m. outside. It was like 100 degrees. We were out there for almost 2 hours. I was sweating bullets. When I left there and my face dried from all the sweat, my makeup still looked amazing, and it was this combo. So let me walk you through what I did. So first I started with the Merit Priming Moisturizer. This is what I started with. So then I applied my SPF, which has a tint to it, so it gives a little bit of coverage. Then I went in and I dusted on my Jane Iredale PurePressed Mineral Foundation with a 104 brush. The 104 brush is a large fluffy brush. I'm going to pop a picture of it here on the screen, but it's large and fluffy, so it applies product in a more lighter application. So because I had the tinted SPF, I didn't want full coverage of this, and because I was going to be outside, I didn't want the feeling of a lot of makeup. I just wanted a little bit. Then for bronzer, I use the Jane Iredale Powder Bronzer, which is a favorite in this video. These two products, I know you probably are sick of me talking about them because I've been talking about them forever and I mention them frequently in favorites, but it's what I've been using lately. It's kind of been my go-to. It's what I have on today and it's so good. So I use these two together. I use the 104 to apply the bronzer as well because again, I was going to be outside at a soccer game. I didn't want to look full glam. I just wanted a little dust of bronzer. So I used that brush. Oh, and then I used this blush. I used the RAVIE Beauty Paradise blush on top of that. And oh, and then the concealer. There's one more product. The last product that I used for that combination was this Tower 28 concealer. And this is the serum concealer. I would also recommend for mature skin or drier under eyes. It feels a little bit, I don't want to use the word heavy because it doesn't feel heavy, but the texture feels a little thicker than the SISLEY, but it's a serum concealer, so it just glides on beautifully. It has a very serum-y texture. You feel a unique quality to this concealer than like your standard creamy concealers. It's really beautiful. It gives great coverage. I would also recommend this as an alternative to the SISLEY, so it's also really good. And that was my combination. I did that combination on my complexion, and I'm not only going to list all of these products individually in my description, but I'll put a little box in the description where I say, I'll just call it, the best complexion routine. We'll call it that. And I'll summarize this combination of products because I'm telling you guys, if I didn't do these videos and I wasn't like required to test and try new products all the time, and I was just doing my standard makeup routine every day, this would be my makeup routine and I would probably never change it. It just, something about it just worked so good. So these products all made it into my favorites, and together they are like the perfect complexion routine in my opinion. Let's move along. I have a liquid foundation in my favorites, and I also have a big major fail. We'll get to that one next. I won't make you wait till the very end, but Too Faced, from my understanding, they reformulated or relaunching their Born This Way Soft Matte Oil Control Foundation. So I actually bought this probably 2 months ago at Sephora, but I never really got around to using it until recently. I got the shade Light Beige. This is a liquid foundation. It has a very soft matte finish, so it definitely is a mattifying finish, but it's a natural matte finish, meaning it doesn't look dry, it doesn't look flat, it doesn't look heavy. It's a lightweight texture, so it actually feels lightweight when you blend it into the skin. What I love about this product is like sweat proof, stays in place, and looks beautiful all day long. And I really look for that in foundations. I have really long days lately. Like I start my day really early and I'm just kind of all over the place throughout the day. I'm filming, I'm at the office, I'm picking up kids, I'm shuffling kids around, I'm all over doing all the things that we all do. We're all so busy, right? And I don't really have a lot of time to kind of look in the mirror and touch up my makeup throughout the day. And when I wear this, my makeup looks phenomenal at 6 p.m. as it did at 9 a.m. I mean, maybe not as great as it did at 9 a.m., but it still looks really, really good. This is one of those foundations that I can just rely on to apply in the morning, and it's just gonna look great all day. It gives great coverage. I think it's really great for everybody, except if you have really dry skin and you just prefer something that gives it a little more luminosity and glow to the skin, because this doesn't really give it. It definitely gives more of a natural matte finish. But if you're looking for a foundation like this one is a good one. Okay, let's pop over to a couple of Jones Road Beauty products that I have in my favorites. So I did a video on Jones Road recently. It was just a couple of videos ago. I'll link that one down below if you want to check it out. And there were a few products that I walked away from that video just like, oh my gosh, I love these. Let's start with the Just a Sec eyeshadow. I got the shade Bronze, and you guys, this formula, I can't figure out if it's a cream or a powder. It's like a hybrid of a cream and a powder. It's really pretty. You might not even be able to see it on camera, but it's got this like almost bounce, like almost like a kind of subtle cushion texture to it. You can apply this with your finger, but I have actually been loving applying it with the BK Beauty 209 brush. This is a tiny little shader brush, but it's just tiny, it's dense, so it picks up a lot of this product and just glides it onto the skin. I applied my entire lid with this one little brush, and it's really great for products that are creamy or products that you want like a highly metallized finish, like metallic eyeshadows, foiled eyeshadows. If you want a high impact, this will work great. You can also use it for matte shadows. Basically, this is great for any time that you want high impact application. I love it. And I also love to use this as a lower lash line, smoky line. So for that, I use the 210, the tiny little pencil brush, just kind of swirl it in the product and smoke it under the eye. It's so quick, it's easy, it's beautiful. This has a really beautiful kind of shimmer metallic look, but I would say it's mature skin friendly because it's not thick and glittery and it's not dry. Also, there is pretty much virtually absolutely no fallout. So usually when you work with shadows that have a lot of shimmer like this, you have to worry about fallout or a mess underneath it. Not at all with this. This is so good. I'm gonna order it in a couple, at least another shade. I need to get online and see what shades they offer, but this has been a favorite and these two brushes pair with it so well. Okay, let's pop over to a fail. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna talk about one fail and then we're gonna talk about my outfit because this is a favorite too, and then we'll get back into makeup. Okay, I hope that I don't get any hate for this, but the new Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Foundation, you guys, I just couldn't get there with this. I tried this multiple times, and my issue with this is that it never dried down ever and set on its own. It was very, very wet and it transferred like crazy. I specifically remember one day I was at the office and I would put this on and I must have touched my face, you know, just kind of like this, like I normally do. And then I was turning the page of my planner, and I'm not even kidding you. I'm going to insert a picture of my planner here for you guys to see it. Foundation fingerprints everywhere. It was crazy. I haven't worn a foundation that transfers like this, I think, ever. It was so bad. And I tried it several times and I just couldn't get there. I tried it with a primer. I set it with powder and that definitely helped, but it still didn't solve the problem. It is just way too dewy for me. I know there will be some of you guys that love it, or there'll be some of you that say, you know, I have dry skin and I just love this foundation. And I do think if you have really dry skin, that would make sense. You know, for me, I just couldn't get it to just perform well. I mean, it looked pretty, I guess, initially when I applied it, but it was just too heavy feeling. I could feel the makeup on me. I just didn't love it. So really kind of disappointed in this one. Let me know if you have similar feelings on this. Okay, let's jump over to my outfit. We're gonna pop in a little fashion. I don't have a lot of other products aside beauty to share, but I do have this dress from Spanx. I love this dress. I have worn this on repeat since I got it a few weeks ago. I'm wearing a size extra small. I would say these run slightly large. So if you're in between sizes, go with the size down. There's a little bit of stretch to this. It's super comfortable. It has pockets. I just think it's a really great versatile dress to either wear to the office, wear to work, wear during the day. It's like you're a little bit elevated, but you're not too dressy. And I'm pairing it with these RAVIE little loafer slip-ons. I love these shoes. I bought these a couple months ago and they're definitely wider. So if you have really narrow feet, these might be a little too wide for you, but I love the detail on these loafers. They have like this kind of little rope detail. Let me actually take mine off and show you. They're just easy slides. I'm wearing with a dress. I've worn them with jeans. They look really great with jeans. They come in different colors. This is the shade Blush Pink, by the way, and I don't really see, I mean, it's the most softest, faintest pink. When you look at it from afar, it looks beige, but when I'm looking up close, I guess I can see a little bit of a soft pink hue to it. So I'm just telling you that so that you know it's not a pink. It's definitely not pink. It's definitely more cream. I love RAVIEs. They're super comfortable. You can just throw them in the washing machine, literally. I haven't washed these yet, but I have my other, they're called the E-Cruise. I wear those all the time. Literally throw them in the washer, wash them, pull them out, and let them air dry. I've done it 3 times and they still look brand new. So they are some of my favorite shoes, especially for just like daily wear. But anytime I travel and I don't want to wear a sneaker, I'll wear my RAVIEs. They're so good. Let's hop over to the last concealer that I have in this video, and I'm very excited to share this one. This one is a clear winner to me too. This was a concealer that just launched. It's from Westman Atelier. It's the Vital Skincare Concealer, and I bought the shade Atelier M2. This is a great shade too. It's definitely a little bit more of a deeper shade than I wear in concealers, but it cancels out the darkness and it blended out, it brightens as well. Great coverage with this. This has skincare ingredients, so I would also recommend this for dry under eyes, mature under eyes. This is going to be in terms of price point between the Tower 28 and the SISLEY. I don't know exactly the cost of this. This is Westman Atelier, so I would guess it's probably in the $50 range. Really beautiful formula. I was very, very impressed with this the first time that I applied this. So this is something that I would recommend if you keep an eye on new release products and this has been on your list or something that you're curious about. I definitely recommend it. The coverage is really great. If you want to get more coverage from it, apply a little bit and kind of spread it. I like to apply it in the inner corner and then right here in the outer corner. And then I like to spread the two together, like the two corners, so that I have full coverage. And then let it sit for like 10 seconds. You don't want it to completely dry down, but give it enough time to set slightly. So that way, by the time you go to blend it with your brush, it's kind of dried down a little bit, like maybe 20% dried down, and that'll give you more coverage from it. But really great, great concealer, and I would recommend it. Very, very happy with that purchase. Okay, let's talk about 2 mascaras that I have in my favorites. One of them is just kind of re-bringing out a favorite that I talked about in the past. This is the Jones Road mascara. When I did that video a couple weeks ago for Jones Road, it just kind of reminded me of my love for this mascara. I think this is one of their like best selling or highly rated products on their website in terms of rating and how many reviews they have on it. It is so good, you guys. It is just a good traditional volumizing mascara. You've got a big fat wand on this. It's got a little curve, so it works really great to lift the lashes as you apply it. It's the mascara I have on today. If you like full, I would say dramatic, but not clumpy, you know, not clumpy or heavy. A mascara that's going to give you a lot of impact quickly. This one is phenomenal. On the other hand, I also have the Lisa Eldridge. This is the Kitten Lash Mascara. This mascara is really beautiful too. This one also has a curved wand to it too. It's a little more refined of a wand, like the teeth are shorter. It does a great job of gripping each lash and separating your lashes. I just had this thought, and this is very accurate. So this is one of my favorite mascaras, the Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara, right? Let's compare these two to this one. So I would describe Bobbi Brown as being in between the two. So with the Lisa Eldridge, you're gonna get that really pretty fanned out lash look that I always just say that you get with the Bobbi Brown. It's not gonna be as dramatic as the Bobbi Brown. You're gonna get volume and length, but I think that you get a little bit more with the Bobbi Brown. The Lisa Eldridge is a little bit softer, but still beautiful. And then the Jones Road is slightly above that. So the Jones Road just gives you a little bit of a heavier dramatic look. Then if you want to scale that down slightly is the Bobbi Brown. And then if you want a more refined version of that, the Lisa Eldridge. These all have very similar qualities in the mascara. They're lengthening, they're volumizing, they're lifting, but I guess it's just different levels. This is like a 3, this is a 2, this is a 1. There, we can say that. So all really great mascaras, and I love them all. I will wear them all. Some days my lashes need more and some days they don't. You know, our lashes are on growth cycle. So one week my lashes might be fuller and thicker. A few weeks later, they might be shedding and I might need something more like the Jones Road. So it's nice to have, in my opinion, it's nice to have a variety of formulas. Okay, you guys, let's pop over to, I know this is a long one. Thanks for hanging out. If you're still here, let me know. I have to give an honorable mention. I'm still loving the Chantecaille skin tint. The shade is Nude that I wear. This is just beautiful and I'm still loving it. It's still a favorite. I still wear it all the time. So good. It's coming to the point though where I've got all these products that I can't wear them all every single day, but I'm discovering and falling in love with all these new products. So I'm still incorporating this into my routine. I would say half the days of the week. It's absolutely beautiful. If you haven't given this a try, this is very light coverage, but more coverage than you would expect for a tinted moisturizer. This is described as being a tinted moisturizer. And I was kind of shocked because when I think tinted moisturizer, I think very sheer. And I think of something that feels like a moisturizer. This to me feels more like makeup and it gives more coverage than that. It has an SPF of 15, which is nice, but definitely need more than that. But it's beautiful. It leaves the skin looking filtered. It's so pretty. Okay, let's talk about 2 powders that I'm loving, and I've been loving these for a while. These are no news to you guys, but I wanted to specifically talk about these because we all have been, you know, devastated by the news of the Givenchy reformulation, and I wanted to offer 2 powder option alternatives for you. So if you were oily skin and you like a very matte, poreless finish, the One Size powder is just the best. It will completely mattify, smooth texture, blur pores, lock your makeup on, heavy duty, flawless set, long wearing. Definitely here. If you have dry skin though, do not use this. It will be way too heavy feeling for you. Now the Huda Beauty, I would probably say is the closest in formula to the Givenchy in my opinion. It's very refined and light. It mattifies the skin, but it gives a very soft kind of matte finish. I have the shade Banana Bread. I think I have Pound Cake at home, a little mini version. I want to go in and get another shade that's a little bit lighter, but this is really beautiful too. I set underneath the eyes with this and it just gives a very soft set onto the concealer without magnifying texture. Really love that. So here are 2 options for you. So really oily skin, I'd go with this, or if you're someone that just like wants to set your makeup in the morning and you want heavy duty, like you get oily throughout the day or you live in a hot climate, this one you'll enjoy. But for general purposes, the Huda Beauty is just a really nice like all-purpose powder. Should we share a couple of fails? So these are a couple of fails. These are the YSL Candy Glow Balms. I bought these because you guys know I love their candy gloss sticks, I think they are. I love that formula. So I was real excited about this, but I mean, this isn't bad, but this is just nothing special. And when you buy a YSL lipstick or anything at this price point, you expect it to be special. So I would skip these. They're just very sheer. Like they're super sheer. If you want to get any color, you really have to layer it. And then even then you still don't get much color. And even the formula, I mean, I want something that feels very nourishing on the lips when I'm looking for a balm, and this just isn't it. I bought 2 shades and don't love them at all. Also, speaking of luxury expectations, I bought these Givenchy products, lip products. Major fail, both of them. I bought this liquid balm is what it's called. It's actually a liquid balm. Okay, well maybe that explains why. But it just, I mean, it was fine. It just wasn't anything special. I don't know. Everything from the shade to the formula, it just did not feel elevated or special. The packaging was beautiful. I did love this peachy nude packaging, but the formula just disappointed. And then I also bought this balm, this lip balm, because again, the packaging just got me, but like it's not nourishing. It doesn't feel like a balm. There is virtually no color to it. It's just really beautiful packaging, but yeah, disappointing. I would skip those if they tempt you with this beautiful packaging. Okay, so that's all my fails. Let's talk about the last Jones Road product that I have. This is the Shimmering Face Oil, and I have the shade Pink Opal. It is a liquid illuminizer. It's very lightweight. You can apply this all over the skin before you apply your foundation. It's gonna just light up the face and give your skin the most healthy, beautiful glow. Look at how pretty that is. I actually like to apply it to the back of my hand and kind of rub it in and then take what's left on my finger and kind of highlight the face after I've applied makeup. So if you notice, I rubbed it in first. And the reason I did that is that I applied a small amount to the face. Even though it's sheer and you can blend it out, if you're applying it over makeup, it's particularly powder like I did today, I really just want to make sure I have a small amount. I also love to apply it right here on the brow bone as a highlight. It just gives that really beautiful kind of natural looking luminosity, like a light is hitting your face and your skin is glowing from within. It's so pretty. Put this all over the face, then put your moisturizer on. Mix this with a tinted moisturizer. That would be really beautiful. Or use it on top of finished makeup for a subtle highlight in strategic places. I have another blush to share. This HAUS Labs. I know I told you I had a lot, you guys. Thank you for staying with me if you're still here. But this was the month of like testing, trying new makeup, and also kind of re-falling in love with some old favorites. This was an old favorite. This is the HAUS Labs powder blush in the shade Pomelo Peach. This powder blush formula is just beautiful. There's no shimmer to it, but there is a little bit of a sheen, so it does also light up the face. I applied a little bit on top of the RAVIE Beauty just to punch up the peach tone. The pigment on this is a little amped up, so make sure you use a brush that is soft and light so that you don't over apply it, unless you want a lot of blush right off the bat, and then know that you're gonna get it from this. So let me give you the backstory on this. I walked into Bluemercury. I was kind of looking at their skincare, and you know, Bluemercury is a very like high-end makeup boutique. They carry and specialize in luxury brands. So I walked over to the August and Spader display and I saw these little eye patches that I was like, oh, those are cute. How much are those? And I think it was like $120 for 4 or 5 of them or something like that. Averaged out to $30 an eye mask. And I was like, oh, can you reuse them? And they're like, no, they're disposable. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't want to spend $30 for one used eye mask. So then she was like, well, let me show you this product. This is a product. It's also an eye mask, but you can get many uses out of it. So I bought the eye contour mask. Reduces fine lines and puffiness. And the SISLEY rep shared with me that you can apply it at night and just let it sit. You don't need to remove it. And I actually haven't worn this as a mask. I've actually worn this as a treatment and just left it. I've worn this at night and I've worn it in the morning before makeup. And one day I actually did test, like, is this really gonna make a difference in the way my concealer looks? Like, so I did it to one side of my face and then the other side I just applied concealer. The side that I applied it on, the concealer actually wore better and looked better throughout the day and more natural. You couldn't see as much texture or fine lines underneath the eye as you could on the other side. With that said, you guys, I also want to say you don't need this product to achieve that. Does this product achieve it? Yes, but I've also done that with the Merit Great Skin Moisturizer. I'll put that underneath the eye, and again, because it plumps up the skin, it plumps up texture, you're gonna get the same benefit. So you don't need to spend, I think this was like $150, $160 maybe. You certainly don't need to spend it. You can achieve that with other products. I would say of the 2 SISLEY products, I will definitely finish this. I really enjoy it. I don't know that I would repurchase it. This I would repurchase. The concealer would be a definite repurchase. I wanna share this Fenty eyeliner. I promise you guys we're almost done. We have an eyeliner and then we have a lip combo. The Fenty eyeliner in the shade Puppy Eyes. This is definitely an old favorite. If you watch my videos, you've seen me talk about this many times over the last couple years. Fenty had a big sale last week, and so I was kind of revisiting my favorite Fenties, and I haven't put this down since that video. I just love the shade of this. So the formula is nice. It's very soft, very creamy, but I feel like most formulas are like that these days. But the color of this, it's just the most beautiful, rich, goldeny bronze, not too dark, not too light. It is stunning. I love it. It is so, so good. You guys know I love the Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon chubbier pencil. This is very similar to that, but smaller. So it's just a little, in my opinion, easier to work with as an eyeliner. So good. Okay, you guys, we're wrapping up. I'm just gonna share my lip combo today. You can see all these products in action. There's 3 products. I started with the Huda Beauty Muted Pink Lip Pencil. This pencil, the formula is really great on this. It's very creamy. I also like that it's self-sharpening. It's just a nice, pretty rosy mauve. It leans a little more cool. There's not a lot of peach to this, which is nice. Everything typically turns peach on me, so when I use more of a peachy, spicy lip pencil, sometimes it looks a little like spicier and warmer than I want it to. This is kind of gives me just a different look, so I love that. This Pat McGrath lipstick, this is the shade Nude Romantic 2, and this is a beautiful mauvey rose. It's also a cool tone. It's not real peachy or warm. It's just a mix up, because lately I've been wearing a lot of warm shades, and this is just a little bit of a twist to that. Nice pigment payoff. You can build it to get full opacity, but you can also get a little sheer of a look, but really nice formula. It's just like a good traditional lipstick. Not heavy, it feels lightweight. You get a little bit of a shine. It's not glossy though. It's not matte either. It's kind of middle of the road. And the last product I have to share is the Lip Glow Oil from Dior. This is the shade Raspberry 007. Dior lip oils, in my opinion, are just so good. They're the best. e.l.f. makes a really great dupe. They feel absolutely beautiful as well. Different experience, different packaging, you know, if that matters to you. Huge difference in price. If you just want a high-performing, luxurious feeling product, the e.l.f. is great. But I love the scent of these. They have like this little minty scent that just feels like such a treat. And the color is pretty much non-existent. You'll get a little tint of color, but not much. So they really work well on top of lipsticks. I'm gonna swatch this on my hand so you can see the color. I mean, there's really like no color. So keep that in mind. Even though it looks really bright and pink, you don't really see a lot. I do think that when you wear this on a bare lip, it'll kind of enhance your lip color slightly, but keep in mind that it's pretty much transparent. Wow, you guys, that was a lot to cover. Thank you for sticking through this video. Drop a comment and let me know 3 of your favorite products you've tried this month. What are the top 3 products? They can be new favorites or they can be just products that have been loving forever. Drop them down below. Sometimes I find new discoveries and new favorites from the products that you guys share. Thanks for hanging out with me and sticking around, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.